Hi, welcome to the final part of my floor. Alright, so this is the final part of my vinyl collection series. This one may be a little bit longer than the rest of them because I have a decent amount of records still left, and I wanted to get them all done in this one video. So if you didn't see the other two parts of this series, they're on the channel already. Go watch them if you're interested. I talk about all these records that you can see here. Well, you can't really see all of them. There's some over here as well. But I also talk about Loveless a little bit by My Bloody Valentine. That's what I was listening to earlier today. And yeah, let's get right back into it. Starting with Led Zeppelin 2, which is probably my favorite Led Zeppelin album. It's either this or Physical Graffiti. Those are my two favorites that they have. I've listened to everything up to Physical Graffiti, nothing after. And I don't think any of their albums touch this or Physical Graffiti, really. This one is actually a gatefold, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I ever really looked at this too well, but they got the Led Zeppelin up there, as well as the band members' names with this little stairway. And the track list right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this one's got all the, well, honestly, every album they have has a decent amount of singles on it. But this one's got some of the biggest in their catalog. They obviously got A Whole Lot of Love, Heartbreaker, Ramble On, as well as what is one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs personally, What Is and What Should Never Be. Absolutely love that one. It's also 180 gram vinyl, which is very nice. And I don't believe I've actually played this on the record player yet, so I'll have to get to that soon. But I love this album. I only started listening to Led Zeppelin like 2 years ago or so, and I've been missing out. I absolutely love them. They're one of my favorite classic rock bands. This is the only Led Zeppelin album I own. Hopefully that'll change in the future. And yeah, great album. Okay, we got more hardcore, metalcore album here. We got, oh, this actually got damaged a little bit. This is You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To by Knocked Loose. This is one of the best metal albums of the 2020s. I fucking love this thing. And if you haven't heard this and you've heard of Knocked Loose, kind of just in conversations with bands like Sleep Token and like normie metal shit, those people are stupid, because this is incredible. And this is so like crushing. It's so loud. Every instrument is turned up to 11, especially the drums. Brian Garris's vocals are so sick on this thing. I think they are at their absolute peak here. And this is just phenomenal metalcore album. It's a little gatefold here just with all the tracks as well as measures. I don't know if this is actually the notes that they're playing, but it definitely might be, which is pretty cool. Don't think this came with anything either, no. However, it is on like forest-y kind of green and blue vinyl, which is, oh, you can't really see it there. Pretty cool. This little sleeve is pretty cool too. This album has a lot to do with religion, which is why the cross is a big thing. Yeah, I absolutely love this album. This is like really an amazing like hardcore metalcore album. I love the hell out of this thing, and I'm really excited to see what Knocked Loose does next. Okay, now we got the 10th anniversary version of To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. And I actually didn't know this existed. I just found it at a record store one day, and I had been putting off buying this album for a very long time because for a very long time this was my favorite album of all time. Or I don't even know if I'd call it my favorite. I don't like the conversation of the best is separate from your favorite of something in media, because like sure maybe it is, but like art is subjective, so it doesn't really matter what the best is. There's no best of anything in art. I truly believe there's no consensus. This is maybe the closest we'll come to that, because this is like truly a magnum opus in an entire genre. Incredible jazz rap, kind of experimental in some ways album. Lyrics are amazing. Lyrical themes are great. I'm sure you all have heard a million things about this album, but cool little gatefold here, you know. Got a bunch of lyrics as well as pics from Kendrick. Very nice. Don't remember if this came with anything. I actually don't believe it did. But it is, I think, on, yeah, like smoky black vinyl, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've actually played this one on the record player either. This is one of the most recent records that I got, so haven't gotten around to playing it yet. But yeah, I was putting off buying this one for a very long time because it's just like, it's kind of like Nevermind by Nirvana, which I think is a perfect album, but I don't own because it's just you see it everywhere. It's not very interesting to have in your collection because it's like, oh, of course you have that. But yeah, I did buy it, and I'm very happy with my 10th anniversary version of it. And I don't think this is really a struggle to put back in. Like, I am having trouble. And yeah, this is an amazing album. Again, you've probably heard a million things about it, and you've probably already heard it, but if you haven't, okay, I don't know what to tell you. All right, reorganized a little bit over here. Now we're going, I think, straight to the very end of the collection in alphabetical order. Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, which is the Wu-Tang Clan's first album. There's nothing interesting about this one. It's just on black vinyl. Didn't come with anything. Got it for kind of cheap. Though I think this is a very near perfect album. I love this one so much. It's one of the best hip-hop albums of the 90s. I think A Tribe Called Quest's Low End Theory is a little bit better, but this is still phenomenal and a must listen if you're a hip-hop fan. The lyrics are so sick, the production is so sick, the samples of kung fu movies as well as like samurai movies is so cool. Love it. Such a cool album, especially for the time. Early 90s was such a groundbreaking period for hip-hop, and this album definitely helped with that. Yeah, amazing. Next up, we have the Whiplash soundtrack, which was also a gift and is one of the most expensive records I own, I believe, which is kind of crazy. And I really like this movie. A little gatefold here. It's pretty cool. You know, we got Neiman Fletcher. This is, I honestly, I think I liked this movie a lot more when I was younger. Rewatching it with my girlfriend kind of made me realize its imperfections a little bit. But I do still really like it, and the soundtrack is amazing. Obviously, Whiplash and Caravan are incredible. The sleeves are pretty cool. We got a drum on this side as well as, I don't even know what's going on this side, actually. I think it's just some special thanks and important people writing stuff about music, which is cool. It is on black vinyl, but this is a very thick record. Yeah, this is a pretty amazing soundtrack. You know, it's a little overplayed nowadays, especially Caravan again. But great movie, pretty great soundtrack. I wouldn't buy it personally, but you know, as a gift, I love it, and I'm very happy to own it. Okay, now we have Igor by Tyler. This is probably the most important album in my life, like the most. It is the album that made me really expand my music taste, because before listening to this, I was very close-minded, was only listening to like metal and like pop punk in early high school, and was like, oh, that mumble rap shit, fuck all that, bro. I don't want to listen to rap. I don't want to listen to auto-tune vocals. And then yeah, and like right around when COVID started, I started trying to actually get into hip-hop a little bit, and heard this album was really good. And while this isn't really a hip-hop album per se, like in its entirety at least, there's definitely some hip-hop songs on here, but this is definitely not a hip-hop album. In fact, I don't know what to call it, but this is the album that really got me to actually check out more music, and this is probably the most important album in my life, and I still love the hell out of it to this day. I have never thought this album is perfect. I have never really liked I Don't Love You Anymore that much, but that's like one nitpick on the whole album. I think the rest of this thing is perfect. The production is so good. The story is so good. The cover art is phenomenal and does an amazing job at representing the music. This is also one of the earliest records I got. This is like probably in the first 10 or so albums that I got for my collection. To go inside, you know, got a little picture of Tyler, or rather Igor, and then a bunch of credits for the songs. The vinyl is black, however, it did come with this little insert of the same photo that's on the inside, or you can flip it around, you get the album cover. And I have hung this in both this room and my college dorm and my apartment multiple times because I've just had it for so long. Yeah, I adore this album. I still come back to a lot of the tracks on it. I could talk about it on and on for a very long time. Amazing. I'm so happy this album exists, and thank you, Tyler, for inventing music. All right, now we have Turnstile's Glow On. This is more of a phase, this album for me. I'm not in love with Turnstile's music anymore. I think for just a very short time, not even very short, for a pretty decent period of time, I was listening to this album on fucking repeat, like 2022, 2023, and loved the hell out of it. I saw them at Rolling Loud Miami which is a very weird time to see them, and it was my first time experiencing crowd killing, and it was terrifying, and someone broke their nose. Anyway, different story for another day. It was a little wild, and yeah, this album is really cool. It's like cloud punk is how I like to describe it, or like dream punk. It's like, it's got this little like sleeve that you kind of take off of it, and this is what the actual front of it looks like. And this is a gatefold, and just has a bunch of lyrics as well as the tracks. Yeah, but this album is pretty good. I've kind of just grown out of it a bit. I think maybe just from hearing it too much, or just getting into more like hardcore. Holiday, actually, in one of my old bands, I covered at a show, which is really cool to do, because I have loved that song for a very long time. And yeah, this is just a pretty cool album. I think it's pretty easy to get into if you like rock or punk or not. I mean, I think it's like easy to get into. It's pretty easy on the ears, and I really enjoy it, which is why I own it. All right, Travis Scott's Utopia, as well as Astroworld. I'll talk about Utopia. No, I'll talk about Astroworld first. So this was also one of my earliest purchases. In fact, this is one of the first purchases I made using money I got myself, like from a job. One of my first ever purchases was this, Kids, and Igor, I believe, on vinyl. And I got them all together. And yeah, it's a pretty good memory. But I do not think this album is perfect by any means. In fact, of these two albums, I prefer Utopia. And in Travis Scott's whole discography, I prefer Rodeo to both of these, but I still don't own that one, which is fine. I'll get it eventually. But this is a pretty cool album. A lot of people argue it hasn't aged well now, which I kind of agree with, but like not really. Like I get it, but I don't think it's like aged poorly or anything. It just sounds like the 2010s a little bit, which is totally fine. I don't know how much I can show the sleeves because there's a lot of ass on them. So I'll just show you the record, which is black. I did actually see the very last performance of Astroworld live at Rolling Loud 2023, and this one also has a lot of ass on it. Okay, well this side doesn't. This is just the doll version of Travis Scott that was used on the Rodeo album cover. Stargazing is probably my favorite song on this album. Absolutely love that song so much. And yeah, like I said, I saw the last ever performance of Astroworld live at Rolling Loud, which was really cool because I had never seen Travis before that, and got to see all my favorite songs from this album, which is super sick because I don't think he plays anywhere near as much now as he did then. And now, Utopia, which I do prefer to Astroworld just a little bit. This is basically just a continuation of Astroworld in my opinion. I honestly don't come back to this one as much just because I grew up on Astroworld a little bit more, but I do think the highs on this one are a bit higher. My Eyes is one of my all-time favorite Travis Scott songs, as well as Modern Jam. And this one was a gift, actually, as well, a Christmas gift the year this came out. Thank you, Danny. And it's got some freaky-ass art on both sides. Another story about this one, actually. So my house owns 2 of this record because my brother and I went to one of those stores that, like, you can just grab shit from the bins and everything in the store is like $12. It's not like a thrift store, but I don't know how to describe it. If you know what it is, you know what it is. And we found this album in one of those bins for $12, and this album is definitely worth more than $12, so got a little bargain there. And other one as well. Very nice, didn't come with anything else, which is chill. But I do prefer this album a little bit, but Rodeo is overall my favorite Travis Scott album. Okay, now we have Currents by Tame Impala. This is my favorite Tame Impala album, and the only one that I think I'll ever buy on vinyl. I think the Slow Rush is like a peg down from this. And this is a hot take, but I really do not like Lonerism, like at all. I like Elephant, and I like Feels Like We Only Go Backwards. And I have not listened to his first album, but I love this one so much. I got super into it around like 2020 or so. And this is also one of the earliest records I got. In fact, I think this is like one of the first 5 I got. I got this from Books A Million. And I don't want to take these out because they're really hard to get back in. And it didn't come with anything, but the other one is yellow, which is cool. I'll open the gatefold though. I don't remember if I just showed this or not, but that's pretty cool. Got some credits down here, just songwriting stuff. And yeah, I love this album so much. I come back to it very often, like every year or so I listen to it, and it just reminds me how amazing it is. songs like Let It Happen, obviously. And the less I know, the better. I have heard hundreds of times, it is one of the only songs that can come on at any time, anywhere, to this day, and I still listen to it all the way through and still really enjoy it. I don't know, this album's full of bangers. It's near perfect. I love this thing so much, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. Okay, we have Toxicity by System of a Down, which is the only System of a Down album I own, though I would like to get the self-titled as well one day. This is a near perfect album. I had this as a 10 out of 10 for the longest time, and then kind of stopped enjoying Bounce and Shimmy a little bit on this album. But this is such a fun fucking album, and I say it's a fun album, but a lot of the song topics are so serious. I don't know, I come back to this one all the time. I've been listening to it since I was in like 8th grade or so. Love this thing so much. Just an incredible, it's easily the best nu metal album of all time. I don't think nu metal is a very good genre per se, but this is a diamond in the rough, and it's only so often you get a vocalist like Serge in a band like this. Amazing record. I know you all know the album cover. I know you all know Chop Suey. If you haven't heard the full thing, you need to. Okay, this one's kind of weird. So we have Come On Feel the Illinois, or rather Illinois, by Sufjan Stevens, and I don't know why I bought this. I do, but I definitely wouldn't buy this now. Not because I think it's bad, but because the first time I listened to it, I loved the hell out of it, even though I only added like 5 songs to my playlist, and there's like, I don't know, close to 20 songs on here, but it's just an experience. And going back to it, I'm not as insane about it. I mean, it's still great. Don't get me wrong, but I do not return to this album very much at all. In fact, I think I've only heard it in full twice. With that being said, though, it's a very cool opening. A lot of really interesting artwork here. I don't want to say who I think is who, because I don't want to be wrong. But a lot of really cool art. Oh, we do have a sheet here, which has Sufjan Stevens, as well as what I don't know if this is other people that worked on the album, or if this was just a little fun photo he took with cheerleaders. And we got lyrics on the back as well. Like I said, I think this is a good album. I just do not return to it very much. I know people absolutely love it, but I would not buy this now. I think I was just a little excited when I first heard it and thought it was incredible, which it's really good, but it's not something I go back to. Okay, now we have an actual 10 out of 10. Is This It by The Strokes, which, honestly, if you listen to this today, you're probably not going to think it's anything crazy if you've never heard it. And in fact, I didn't. When I first heard this, I thought it was very bland, and I thought every song sounded the same, which, I mean, the second take is kind of true still. I mean, they do all sound very similar. But to this day, this is their best album, and I think this is maybe one of the most consistent rock albums ever made. But back in like 2001, this was like a cultural reset for rock. And it was because we were in the middle of like the nu metal wave of like Limp Bizkit. Lord knows we needed something new, and these boys from New York did that. Got just a little gatefold here, nothing going on here, but we got pictures of the members, of course. I actually did have the choice between this one and the UK alternative, or the European alternative cover, which has like the woman's ass, which I don't think fits the album at all. I don't think this one fits incredibly well either, but it's cool at least. And on top of that, this version has When It Started, which I do prefer to New York City Cops. Yeah, this is a perfect album. I don't think there's a skip on here. I think it's incredible. I don't think the Strokes have topped this, and I don't think they ever will top it, but this one's amazing. Go listen to it. Okay, back-to-back 10s. The Smiths, The Queen Is Dead. I also did not love this album when I first heard it. And I don't really know why, because this is like right up my alley, but re-listening to it for like a second time shortly after I heard it the first time, I realized just how incredible it was. Every single song on here is so amazing and so pretty. We got a gatefold here, got a pick of the band, as well as some lyrics. And I don't want to gloss over this because I also just went over another 10. So I'm going to try my best not to, but the track list here is amazing. The Queen Is Dead, obviously. Big Mouth Strikes Again, as well as There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, which are the 2 big singles. And all the deep cuts on here are amazing too. I Know It's Over is amazing. Cemetery Gates is incredible. The Boy with a Thorn in His Side is one of the best songs the band ever made. I fucking love this album so much. I would blast The Queen is Dead on my way home from work a couple years ago, and it was a great time. This is so good. The guitar is so good. The singing is so good. Truly just an amazing album. It's unfortunate how Morrissey is and how the band broke up kind of shortly after this album came out, but this is the best thing they ever did. All right, we have Rush, Moving Pictures. This one I actually only heard for the first time in the last year, and I'd never heard a Rush album in full, and I figured I'd start with this one because I think it's the most popular. This is fucking fire, man. This is like such a sick 70s rock album, man. Or actually, no, I think it's 80s. It's 80s rock album. Great 80s rock album. Yeah, you know, you got Tom Sawyer, you got Limelight, you got YYZ, which is phenomenal. Red Barchetta is one of my all-time favorite songs ever. Just such an amazing riff, such an amazing verse and chorus riff. I don't know, man. It like this era of rock doesn't really get better than this album, man. Like I don't think this is a perfect album, but it's pretty damn close. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a bit late to this, and I've actually not heard another Rush album since. So if you're a Rush fan and you're watching this, please tell me which one to listen to next, because I want to listen to more, and I've heard many of their albums are very good. So yeah, Moving Pictures, great album. All right. Time for the Radiohead collection. All right, we have OK Computer, we have In Rainbows, and I don't have a third arm. Here is the Bends. I'm gonna go. I'll go over them in alphabetic. No, I'll go with them in release order. So first up, we got the Bends, which I believe is the most recent Radiohead album I've gotten. I got this at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well, with the Jeff Rosenstock album I talked about in the last video. I also got the Wu-Tang Clan album there, actually, as well. I forgot to mention that. There is a little crease in the corner here. You know, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. But I don't think this is their best album. I think their best album is OK Computer, which I will get to. But this one is phenomenal, and weirdly enough, overhated by a lot of my friends, and I feel like that's not a very common opinion to not love this one, but I think this one is so good and so fun. They don't really have any other albums that sound like this. You could argue that OK Computer kind of does, because it's kind of a evolution of the Bends a little bit, but this is like the most rock they really are, I think. You know, songs like the Bends and Just are just true rock songs, and they're so good. It's just on black vinyl, and we got this little artwork here. I can't even tell what's going on. Oh, I was holding it wrong. I really like this art. I don't know what's happening here. I see 2-3 people and a bunch of colors and drawings, which is cool. But yeah, I really like this album. This is one of Radiohead's best, in my opinion. The Bends. All right, next up, OK Computer, their best album. I don't think this is a perfect album. I don't really like Climbing Up the Walls or Electioneering too much, but this is a very close to 10 out of 10 album. I tried listening to this album in like early 2020, around the time I first listened to Igor, which I listened to this before Igor, so I wasn't really super accustomed to like different sounds and music yet. So I didn't really like this thing that much. And then I came back to it about 6 months later or so, and then I understood just how incredible it was. I did love Paranoid Android immediately, though, which is to this day a top 2, maybe even top 1 Radiohead song, in my opinion. I don't believe there's anything special about the record itself. No, just black. And yeah, a lot of really cool like drawn art for this album. I love the aesthetic and the art design of this album and everything around it. Yeah, this is very close to a perfect album. I fucking love this thing, man. So good. Lucky and The Tourists are like 2 songs that close the album so incredibly well. Could talk about this thing for so long. I really love it. Go give it a listen if you haven't, though I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably have. And now what was my favorite Radiohead album for a very long time, In Rainbows, which I never got for the longest time because it's like $40 at any record store, and I didn't want to spend that on an album that is 10 songs, so I just never really got around to it, even though I still do love the hell out of this album, but I don't think it's perfect anymore. I think there was a time where I gave it a 10, but, you know, I don't love House of Cards that much, and I don't really go back to Faust Arp, or however you pronounce it, too much. But this and OK Computer are very close in how good they are, in my opinion. There's also nothing too special about the record here other than that it is very thick, I can assure you. Artwork is pretty cool, just explosion of like red colors. Like I don't know what the cover is supposed to be, but I think it's like a continuation of the orange that's happening there. But yeah, this was very expensive, and the only reason I have it now is because my girlfriend is the GOAT who got me this for Christmas last year. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna say your name, but you're my girlfriend, so you know who you are. Yeah, love the fuck out of this album. This is definitely a lot different than the other two albums for sure, because after OK Computer, they would continue to change their sound on just about every album, and I think this is the best they ever did at changing up their sound. Yeah, it's great. I love Radiohead. Okay, now we got the Raconteurs, Help Us Stranger. This was, I think, one of the first 3 records I got, and I also got this from Books A Million shortly before I got Currents by Tame Impala. I would not buy this now, and I don't think I've ever listened to it because I don't really love this album that much. I think this is my least favorite album that I own, outside of like ones that I haven't heard, because I really can't say though. Yeah, I don't really like this album that much. I think there's like a few good songs. I really like Born and Raised. I really like Shine the Light on Me, and I really like Sunday Driver. But honestly, I don't really think this is a great album by any means. I think Jack White has done many greater things on White Stripes albums, and even solo work. I think his most recent solo album, I believe it's his most recent, No Name, I thought was amazing, but this album is just not really that great in my opinion. And also, I've had this one for so long. This is probably like the most damaged record I have by me. Like, I don't think it's that damaged, but there's like creases all over it that I know for sure weren't there before. I don't really think you can see them, but you know, there's creases all over it, which it is what it is. Though this little insert's pretty cool, and I actually didn't know I had this, though I probably would have put it up if I knew. This is pretty cool, and I fuck with this design. But you know, the record is high quality because if you don't know, Jack White puts a lot of effort into just about every vinyl that he releases. And, you know, I appreciate that. It's just a little unfortunate I don't like this album that much, and I only got it because I saw it and figured I have a record player. Let me buy this. So, I own it now, and it's staying with me. Okay, Portishead's Dummy. This is so good. This album is so good, man. So, on streaming, this album has 11 songs, and on the record, it has 10. The one song they added on streaming is It's a Fire. I don't like that song that much. However, it's not on the vinyl. So I think this is a borderline perfect album, and it very well might be perfect. This is the best trip-hop album ever made, though I can't really say, I don't really have much of a say in that because I've only listened to maybe like 5 trip-hop albums, but I think this is better than anything Massive Attack did. I think it's better than anything else Portishead did. And it's just so cool. So many of the beats on this thing are so sick, especially the song Strangers, which, you know, I'm not talking about the album in full here, but go listen to that song. The beat is fucking wild, so sick. Yeah, cool gatefold here. I did kind of get scammed on buying this album though, because I had just listened to it, went to a record store and picked it up because I loved this album immediately. And I got it for $45, which is a lot, but I really liked the album, so I bought it. I go check online, it's like 35 to 40 everywhere else. I see it at other record stores since. It has never been that much, so it is what it is. And on top of that, it came with absolutely nothing. The vinyl is nothing special outside of it being very high quality and thick, which is good, very nice. But it didn't come with any insert, any poster, no nothing. Again, it's fine, but I'm a little pissed that I got scammed, but it's okay because it's an incredible album, and I'm very happy that I own it, and you should listen to it. It's one of the best albums of the 90s. Oh boy, all right. We have 2 albums from Playboi Carti. We have Whole Lotta Red and Dilate. I'll go in release order again. Actually, no, I'm gonna talk about Whole Lotta Red first. So, Whole Lotta Red. This was a gift from my girlfriend. I have been looking for this at record stores for so long, and my girlfriend bought it for me, and another Christmas gift. Thank you. I love this album. I don't think it's a great album. I don't even think it's like entirely a good album. I think half the songs are not that good on this thing. It's like 25 or 24 tracks, and I would skip like a good bit of them, to be honest. But the ones that hit are just so fucking good, and it's I can't believe I'm saying this, and it's probably true, like, genuinely. This is one of the most influential albums of the 2020s, like, easily. This album shot rage music into the stratosphere. Now rage is, like, taking over the underground hip-hop scene, and, you know, just about every up-and-coming hip-hop artist is just doing rage music now, which is really sick. Even though I'm not insane about rage music, I think it's good. I think, you know, there's a good amount of artists I like that make rage music, but I wish there was some more variety nowadays, you know, but either way, this album means a lot to me, even though it's some fucking bullshit. It's Carti, it's Whole Lotta Red. It's nothing special, the vinyl, either. That didn't come with anything. It's on black vinyl, whatever, sure. But I love this thing so much. I'm so happy to own it on vinyl because, you know, I'm sure Carti intended for me to be listening to Whole Lotta Red in this format. And now the one that I actually truly do love, like, so much, Dial It. I love this album. This is like one of the best album covers I have ever seen in my life. And this is not a bootleg. When music came out, he finally released this on vinyl, and found it at a record store for about $40, which is a little pricey, but, you know, I love this album a lot more than Whole Lotta Red. Even though I do, like I said, I do like Whole Lotta Red. I don't think it's a bad album. I think it's very messy. But Dial It is, like, truly amazing. And it's very unfortunate because I don't think Carti will ever return to this sound. And if he does, I'll be damned. But we have so many classics on here. Long Time Intro is one of the best intro tracks on any hip-hop album ever. Lean for Real is incredible. Fell in Love and Home, KOD, so good. Again, this one didn't come with anything either, and it's also on black vinyl, which I'm fine with. I'm not expecting someone like Carti to, like, go out of his fucking way for fans. I love this album. It's so good. It's so trippy. And if you hate Carti and you've never heard Carti, you just hate Carti because of his fans, because of, like, snippets you've heard of, like, his rage shit, this is nothing like that. And it's really amazing. Next up, we have my favorite Pink Floyd album, Animals, which is the only Pink Floyd album I own. I really need to re-listen to Wish You Were Here as well as Dark Side of the Moon because it's been a very long time since I've heard those. And I hadn't re-listened to Animals in a very long time, and then when I finally did, I realized this thing is perfect. There's only 3 tracks, or rather, there's 5 tracks. There's an intro track and a closing track, both titled Pigs on the Wings. The 3 tracks that take up a bulk of the album are Dogs, Pigs, and Sheep. I don't even know what to say about this one, man. I feel like people don't talk about this one enough because it gets overshadowed by iconic ass albums like Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall and even Wish You Were Here. I think this is their most overlooked album of that run that they had in, like, the 70s. And oh my god, man, like, the instrumentals and the journey that this album takes you on, so amazing. This was also a gift, actually, from my girlfriend. Thank you again. This one's pretty thick as well, very high quality. I love listening to this album so much. It's literally a journey. It's not very long. Like, it's 45 minutes and it's 3 tracks that take up most of its runtime. So the songs themselves are really long, but oh my god, this is like an adventure you go on. It's so fun, man. I love this thing so much. It's my favorite psychedelic rock album of all time. Just so incredible. I will never get tired of it, and I really need to listen to their other albums. All right, another one that I got very early on, 10 by Pearl Jam. One of my earliest memories of my life was listening to Black, which is easily the slowest and most dreary song on this album, with my dad at like 3 years old in the car, and you know, he would play a lot of this album for me in the car when I was really little, and he consistently says this is like his favorite album ever. And it's not very hard to see why. I don't think this is the best grunge album ever. In fact, I don't even know if I've heard this thing in full 100%. I bought it because I knew the album, I knew the really big singles, such as Jeremy, Even Flow, Black, Alive, etc. And I've heard a few more since then as well, but I don't know if I've ever actually heard the full thing. It is on pretty thick vinyl. Pretty high quality. The sleeve just says Pearl Jam and just has a bunch of credits on the back. But yeah, I got this very early just because I wanted more for my collection rather than just like actually wanting to listen to it on vinyl, because I don't think I've ever played this even though I got it very early. But still a great grunge album. I think Pearl Jam is probably the weakest of the big four grunge just because this is their only great album by most people's standards, I believe. I might be wrong about that. That might just be my dad talking, because this is the only one that he really likes. But I grew up on it. I love what I've heard. All right, we got Paramore's This Is Why. But this is also the version that includes the remixes. So this is the Record Store Day version. So it has both the regular album as well as the remix album. And I have never listened to the remix album because I don't really care that much, but I just really wanted the Record Store Day version because this is my favorite Paramore album. In fact, this doesn't have to do with this album, but my second favorite Paramore album, Brand New Eyes, is the name of my hardcore band, and I will leave it linked in the description if you want to check out our Instagram. We're based in South Florida, little plug. But yeah, that album's great. But I think this one's a little bit better, and this is not like a pop punk album really. I think it's more indie rock, if anything, actually. And I really, really like this one a lot. However, the record is warped as hell. And yeah, like I can't really show it on camera too well, but like it's so warped that it skips a decent amount, and it's a little unfortunate because I really like this album, but I can't listen to it on vinyl. But songs like Running Out of Time, Thick Skull, the title track, The News are just so good. I'm happy to own it, even though it is warped, unfortunately. It still plays kinda. Great album. I love it. Really good. I don't come back to it as much now, but it is still a very good album, and it is my favorite Paramore album. Okay, got a story about these two. This is Panchiko's Death Metal and Panchiko's Death Metal. So, this was a very limited run they did of this album. I think it was in 2024, I want to say. And, well, first off, Cut is one of my all-time favorite tracks ever. I think it's my second favorite song of all time behind I've Been Young by George Clinton, which I talked about in one of the other parts. I went on the website to go purchase this one, this red one, which, you know, is on red vinyl, red and yellow. Very nice, very cool. Yeah, I went to go purchase this. I got it. There's only 250 releases of this one, which is really cool that I own this. However, it has a massive crease, like, can you see it very well? Not really. Like, right here has, like, a massive crease. And the whole fucking package was creased, like, completely. So I emailed, or actually, no, I DM'd the Panchiko account and was like, yo, my shit was creased. Can I get a new one, possibly? And they were like, ah, shit, man, sorry about that. We unfortunately don't have any more of the red ones, but I can send you a pink one if you want. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. So, yeah, they sent me this one, which is perfectly fine and is not creased in any way. This one is just a solid pink, which is really cool. This one also is limited to 250, so, you know, pretty cool to have in my collection. However, I am planning on giving the red one to a friend who is low-key more obsessed with Panchiko than I am, because I don't need to own two. Oh, and the back of this is really cool too. But this was a pretty costly record for me, but I'm going to still catalog both and put them both in the collection. All right, we got two albums from the same band. We have Nails, Unsilent Death, and Nails, Abandon All Life. This is probably the heaviest album I own. I don't know, it's between this or the other one. This album is so fucking good and so sick and so loud and so aggressive and so in your face and so antisocial. It's just, I can't, like, it's a 20-minute album and it's like 10, okay, well no, this is the bonus version. It has 15 tracks. It's like 22 minutes. It's so good, man. It's power violence at its absolute best. I don't think this genre gets better than this. I don't think production in this genre gets better than this. It was produced by Kurt Ballou, who is a member of Converge and has produced like pretty much every big like hardcore, metallic hardcore and like power violence band under the sun at this point. And he did this as well as the other album. Just so amazing, man. I love this album so much. And this one actually was a 10th anniversary version of the album. I don't know if I could show this. It's not very child friendly. Yeah, this is a very short album, but like maybe the most crushing 22 minutes that you'll ever hear in music ever. And I was gonna say, this is a very limited run of this album. There's only 250 of this album out there, which is very cool to have. It's on gray vinyl. This was a gift from my grandpa as well, because I asked for it for Christmas, because I don't think he would willingly buy this album with this cover without me asking for it. So thank you, Grandpa. On top of that, it also came with this big-ass poster of the cover, which was also in my college apartment at one point. I'm very happy to own this. I love this album a lot. Yeah, this is their best album in my opinion. It's like very close to perfect for sure. But the other one, and the one I got first, is Abandon All Life, which is the album that released right after Unsilent Death. Maybe not right after, like 3 years after. And this one actually is like kind of experimental for power violence. Like the guitar tone on this one is significantly different than Unsilent Death, and it's just disgusting, but like not in like a I don't want to listen to it way, in like a oh my god, like this is fucking wild way. You know, got the members in this gatefold. I found this one actually at a record store instead of you know, getting it gifted or, you know, buying it online. And it comes with this little It comes with this little insert with more lyrics on the back. This was also in my college apartment. But yeah, I think these are the two best Nails albums. I actually did not listen to the one that came after this. I did listen to their new one that came out a couple years ago, which was very good. But I do prefer these two. I prefer Unsilent Death the most. I think it's the coolest. I think it's the most insane. This band is not for everyone, and I don't blame you if you don't like them, if you think it's too heavy, if you think it's too wild. But I love this, and I don't think power violence gets any better than this. All right, we're wrapping things up now, y'all. We got two albums from My Chemical Romance. If you didn't see the last part, I talked about their first album, I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love, but because these albums were in a really weird order, I talked about this one first. So if you want to hear my opinions on this one, go check out the last video. But we have these two now, and this is actually the 10th anniversary edition of the album, which is very cool that I own. But I'm going to talk about Three Cheers first, and how this is my favorite album ever. And I don't think music will ever get this good ever again. To be honest, I don't think there's anything like fucking insanely wild or groundbreaking about this album, but My Chemical Romance is my favorite band of all time, and I think this is where they peaked. I think this is better than The Black Parade. I think this is better than Bullets, and I think every single song on here is perfect. I don't think they could be any better. I fucking love this album so much, to the point where I want to buy the new remix version on top of owning the original. It did come with some fuck-ass photo of the band, of like the members, which has horrible lighting. Just some special thanks from the members. Yeah, dude, like I could talk about this album for so long, but I might plan on making a video one day on MCR, so don't want to do that too much. But this is my all-time favorite album. I come back to it so often. Really incredible, man. It's just so good. Cover art's a little corny, but like, I don't care, man. It's fucking amazing music. It's My Chemical Romance, man. And the last album in my collection is the 10th anniversary of The Black Parade, which is also actually one of the earliest records I ever got in my collection. I was checking out of a record store one day, and the person in front of me was buying this, and I knew what it was because I was already a very big MCR fan at the time, and I put down whatever the fuck I had and asked the clerk, like, do you have any more of the 10th anniversary? And he was like, yeah, I got you. So he grabbed the very last one, gave it to me. Got it for under 40 bucks, which is great. And just really sick version of the album. This is a picture from the Welcome to the Black Parade music video, or multiple pictures, right? No, it's just one picture. And this version of the album comes with 3 discs, including the entire album, as well as some demos and rough mixes of other songs, as well as live versions of songs, and has 2 of the 3 B-sides of this album. For some reason, it doesn't have Heaven Help Us, which is fine. I'm not in love with that track, but a bit weird that it's not on here. And then also has some unreleased tracks, such as Emily and All the Angels, which is really cool. Don't believe there's anything too crazy about the records itself. However, it did come with this insert that says MCRX, which is the whole marketing for this album. Yeah, dude, this is a very cool version of the album to have very happy I have it. Like, as a true MCR fan, this is like one of the best things I could own. Very happy to have it. Real deluxe edition here. All right, we've ran through every single album. Thank you so much for watching this series. If you want to check out the other 2 parts, I'll link them in the description, or you can check them out on my channel. They're going to be the last 2 uploads before this one. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do vinyl updates in the future, just whenever I get a decent amount of new records, but we'll see. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do something interesting with it instead of just doing a little update. But I don't know. For the time being, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.